Millions of people found an email in their spam folder titled Official Court Notice of Settlement. Most delete it instantly, assuming it's a scam. That email is a legitimate notice for a $135 million class action settlement Google just agreed to pay. This lawsuit centers on a mechanical grievance far removed from the typical drama of privacy breaches or leaked passwords. It is, at its core, an issue of digital property theft. The plaintiffs allege that Google reached directly into your monthly cellular plan to consume the mobile data you paid for. Court documents show that since 2017, Android devices were programmed to burn through cellular data, even when sitting idle and untouched, with all apps closed. Google effectively siphoned a paid resource from its users' pockets to power its own back-end operations. The decisions that led to this data drain were deliberate engineering choices made at Google's headquarters regarding how to maintain the sprawling Android ecosystem. To keep a smartphone healthy, it has to perform passive data transfers. These are constant background communications, where the phone pings central servers to check for updates, protect against malware, and configure new software. While Google could have restricted these maintenance transfers to free Wi-Fi connections, the company allegedly chose to push them over users' paid cellular networks. A single ping uses a tiny fraction of a megabyte. However, when those transfers are multiplied across millions of Android devices running 24 hours a day, the result is a massive consumption of paid resources. In property law, taking unauthorized control over someone else's resources is known as conversion. The lawsuit argued that Google converted data belonging to the user into fuel for its own infrastructure. Google treated the private cellular plans of its user base as a free utility to power its own back-end operations. If your phone is burning through your data plan in the background, you would expect to simply go into your settings and turn off cellular data access. Android even provided a specific user interface element built for this, the background data toggle. The lawsuit's most damaging claim is that this toggle was a placebo. Even when an Android owner switched that toggle to off, the system transfers required by Google Play services were programmed to ignore the restriction and consume cellular data anyway. Engineering this illusion of control allowed the company's data needs to take priority over the explicit choices of its users. Google agreed to settle the case for $135 million without admitting to any intentional wrongdoing. With roughly 100 million eligible Android users in the settlement class, individual payouts will likely cap out around $100, though for many, the final amount will be much smaller. The real weight of the settlement lies in injunctive relief, a court order forcing Google to overhaul how the Android system communicates. Curiously, this mandate permits the background transfers to continue. Google is now required to update its setup screens and help center to explicitly warn users that certain background mobile data transfers cannot be turned off. The court also mandated a physical fix to the interface. Google must gray it out, literally deactivating the Google Play Services background data toggle so it can no longer mislead users. If you are an eligible Android user, search your email for a notice ID and submit your payment election at federalcellularclassaction.com before the May 2026 deadline. The invisible magic of the Android ecosystem relies on a hidden infrastructure that millions of users have been unknowingly subsidizing through their monthly utility bills.